Well, what does he focus on? I'll tell you what he's focused on. Shower heads.
You wash your hands, and in my case, I like to take a nice shower to take care of my beautiful hair. I have to stand under the shower for 15 minutes till it gets wet. It comes out drip, drip, drip. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it comes out drip, drip, drip. I believe that's how Stormy described it too, right?
Buckle up, folks. Jimmy Kimmel just unleashed a no-holds-barred takedown of Karoline Leavitt and her boss, Donald Trump, and it was nothing short of a scorched-earth roast. Kimmel held nothing back as he tore into their chaotic circus of an operation, skewering everything from Karoline's frantic attempts to defend the indefensible to Trump's trademark brand of mayhem. It's brutal, it's hilarious, and it's impossible to look away, like a slow-motion car crash you have to watch.
I'm sorry, have you ever paid a tariff? Because I have. They don't get charged on foreign companies, they get charged on the importers.
And ultimately, when we have fair and balanced trade, which the American people have not seen in decades, as I said at the beginning, revenues will stay here, wages will go up, and our country will be made wealthy again. And I think it's insulting that you are trying to test my knowledge of economics.
Trump's all over the place. Look at China. Over the past 48 hours, the tariffs he put on China have gone from 20% to 104% to now he says at least 145%. He's just calling out numbers like he's working a bingo hopper or something. There's no plan.
Jimmy Kimmel came out swinging with a savage takedown of Karoline Leavitt and the entire Trump camp, and he did not hold back. It was the kind of roast you didn't see coming, but once it started, you couldn't tear your eyes away, Karoline. Leavitt, who somehow managed to float to the surface of Trump's sea of sycophants, got absolutely torched. Kimmel delivered a verbal beatdown so sharp and satisfying, it felt like an ice-cold drink on the hottest summer day.
It's about time we have a president in the Oval Office who is putting the world on notice. The phones have been ringing off the hook, wanting to talk to this administration, this president and his trade team to try to strike a deal. And it's because the world knows that they need the United States of America. They need our markets, they need our consumer. The president has a lot of leverage on his side because he has the best economy and the best country in the world that he leads, and he knows that. And it's about dang time we finally have a president who uses that economic leverage to benefit American work.
Karoline, bless her confused little heart, seems to think the secret to political success is parroting whatever wild claim Trump blurts out. Watching her in action is like watching someone try to navigate a maze blindfolded with their hands tied behind their back. You know they're going to hit a wall. It's just a matter of when. But hey, at least she looks confident doing it, right? Her strategy is as clear as it is chaotic. Toss as much bizarre rhetoric out there as possible and hope something lands. It's like throwing spaghetti at the ceiling, except in this case, the ceiling is made of truth and absolutely nothing is sticking.
There's no plan, unless you consult the MAGAverse, in which case there is and was definitely a plan.
I think he's had a plan all along, David, and I think we're seeing it play out.
This was his strategy all along.
This was the plan all along.
Was that his plan all along? It certainly looks like it.
This is the plan that he was pursuing all along.
I mean, you're watching the art of the deal in real time here.
Well, if that was the plan, congratulations, because in 1 week, the plan lost $6 trillion, and every country in the world hates us now.
Kimmel naturally didn't pull any punches. He wasted no time calling out Karoline Leavitt for what she really is. Not some bold new voice in politics, but just another echo in the Trump propaganda chamber, recycling the same worn-out talking points we've all heard on loop. It's like she's auditioning to be Trump's personal parrot, only instead of mindlessly squawking random phrases, she's been handed the oh-so-important title of Rapid Response Director. Let's be honest, if you need someone to dodge the truth like it's a heat-seeking missile, Karoline's your girl, sidestepping facts. She's a pro, and when it comes to avoiding accountability, well, that's practically her day job.
The jig is up. Past American presidents sat by and let this happen, but President Trump stood up for our country, and he is saying no more. The president's message has been simple and consistent from the beginning. To countries around the world, bring us your best offers, and he will listen. Deals will only be made if they benefit American workers and address our nation's crippling trade deficit.
If you're enjoying this, don't forget to subscribe. Now, here's the thing. Karoline Leavitt is the kind of person who could stand in front of a raging fire, insist it's not hot, and then cheerfully urge everyone around her to touch the flames, all while grinning like she just reinvented common sense. And what does she get in return for her relentless commitment to echoing Trump's most outrageous claims? A cushy gig as the go-to spin doctor, tasked with dressing up every jaw-dropping Trump moment in a shiny, digestible package for the public.
Can you tell us that the lie heap is not one of those affected?
So you're asking a hypothetical based on programs that you can't even identify. What I can tell you is that
since you guys haven't identified, let's do it together just for Americans at home. Medicaid, is that affected?
I gave you a list of examples: Social Security, Medicare, welfare benefits, food stamps that will not be impacted by this federal pause.
I mean, yeah, because when the country's in crisis, what we really need is someone who's mastered the art of dodging facts and gaslighting the public. But don't be fooled. Karoline Leavitt's rise through the political ranks has nothing to do with intelligence or capability. It's all about loyalty, the kind that requires blind obedience no matter how reckless or absurd the marching orders may be. Karoline has built her entire career on being a loyal foot soldier for Trump, more focused on parroting his every impulse than contributing anything of actual value. It's like getting picked last in dodgeball, but this time, the dodgeball is the truth, and Karoline's getting hit square in the face every time. The only thing she's ever truly managed to dodge is reality.
Maybe he wants to make sure we know it's a scheduled thing and not an emergency. Either way, I bet it's going to be an excellent report. Let me guess. His physical strength and stamina are extraordinary, his blood pressure is astonishing, and he is by far the healthiest president to have single-handedly tanked the world economy overnight.
But let's not forget the real headliner here, Donald Trump, the man who somehow convinced a nation that his complete lack of experience, a laundry list of failed businesses, and a long history of self-serving decisions were all part of some master plan. Kimmel tore into Trump's so-called leadership, and by leadership, of course, we mean his uncanny talent for tweeting through every actual crisis like it's just another episode of reality TV. Trump's brand of political genius is truly something to behold. If you ever needed proof that the bar can go lower, much lower, just look at the guy who got impeached twice and still managed to walk away with a fan club that acts like he just disproved gravity.
None of us can ever go on vacation again thanks to the plan. That's some plan. Let's be honest, even Donald Trump, not only doesn't he have a plan, he doesn't understand why he did this. Maybe he did it to distract us from all the other horrible stuff. Maybe he did it to distract us from the fact that they're deporting college students and firing the people in charge of fighting disease and fires, and he's attacking judges and journalists and lawyers. He's taking lunch and life-saving medications away from children who need it, not to mention helping his buddy Putin crush Ukraine and menacing Canada and Greenland of all places.
Kimmel went straight for Trump's Achilles heel, his massive ego-fueled obsession with winning. But let's be clear, Trump's idea of winning has nothing to do with solving real problems or actually helping the country. No, in his world, victory is measured by crowd sizes at rallies and how often his name trends on Twitter. It's like his entire existence is one long game of who can be the most outrageous. And somehow, against all odds, he keeps racking up points.
Morning, hit the snooze button on almost all those big, beautiful tariffs he levied. He paused the tariffs for 90 days, which puts us at right around the 4th of July to blow things up again. 90 days of turmoil now, but the world of finance was relieved, to say the least. The market shot way up today. The S&P had its biggest day since 2008. Wall Street was up 12%. Think about that. The best thing Trump has ever done for America was undo the incredibly dumb thing he did. I mean,
Kimmel didn't hold back when it came to exposing the sheer absurdity of Trump's behavior. The man has made dodging responsibility into an art form. The economy crashes on his watch. Not his fault. A global pandemic spirals out of control. Blame China. Kimmel had a field day with that routine, roasting Trump's non-stop blame game like a pro. It's honestly like watching a kid stand over a shattered vase, hammer in hand, insisting, "I didn't do it." The denial would be comical if it weren't so disturbingly real.
This man has the Diet Coke button-pressing strength of a man half his age. Remember his first public physical, the first results? And remember this guy, his doctor, Harold Bornstein, who said Trump would be the healthiest individual ever elected to the presidency? You know where that guy is now? He's dead. He's dead. He died 4 years ago. Nobody knows why. The doctor who told us Trump was in perfect health is dead. So I guess Trump will use somebody else for this one. I will say, after all he's put us through, it will be nice to know that on Friday, somebody will be squeezing his balls for a change.
But wait, there's more. Let's talk about Trump's not-so-glorious obsession, the wall. Ah yes, that beautiful wall that never quite came to be. The ultimate monument to Trump-style leadership. A whole lot of bluster, a catchy slogan, and zero delivery. Kimmel took full advantage of the moment to remind everyone that this wall was hyped as the fix-all solution, secure the border, stop illegal immigration, and somehow make America great again, whatever that's supposed to mean. But here's the punchline. Trump didn't even build it. The wall became less of a solution and more of a punchline, a glaring symbol of empty promises. Kimmel was practically in stitches, pointing out that the only thing Trump's managed to construct with any consistency is his own inflated ego. And even that is looking a little unstable these days.
Trump has managed to transform the stock market into Kanye West. But the good news is the president wants us to know he's doing just fine. He wrote, "I am pleased to report that my long-scheduled annual physical examination will be done at Walter Reed Army Medical Center on Friday of this week. I have never felt better." It's funny because the rest of us have never felt worse.
And then there's the absolute circus that was Trump's response to the pandemic. A man who spent more time hyping unproven treatments and sparring on Twitter than actually listening to experts. Kimmel's mockery was on point, ripping into Trump's blatant disregard for science in favor of ego and self-promotion. This is the same guy who seriously suggested injecting bleach into your body as a potential cure. Yep, that's the guy who was running the country.
To the woman in the purple, because I saw you were making a face at my previous answer, so what's going on?
But perhaps the most telling thing Kimmel pointed out was how Trump, and by extension Karoline Leavitt, treated facts like they were optional. It's like watching someone play a game where the rules are being made up on the fly. Truth? Nah. Who needs that when you can just shout louder and tweet more? And that, my friends, is the foundation of the Trump administration. It wasn't about leadership. It was about crafting an alternate reality where facts took a back seat and personal interest always came first.
Can you tell us that the lie heap is not one of those affected?
So you're asking a hypothetical based on programs that you can't even identify. What I can tell you
is
that
since you guys haven't identified, let's do it together just for Americans at home. Medicaid, is that affected?
I gave you a list of examples: Social Security, Medicare, welfare benefits, food stamps that will not be impacted by this federal pause.
Now let's dive into the absurdity of Trump's political entourage. Karoline Leavitt may be new to the Trump cheerleading squad, but she's quickly proving to be a textbook example of what happens when ambition collides with a severe lack of self-awareness. Kimmel tore into her, highlighting how her rapid rise wasn't about competence, but about her unquestioning willingness to say yes to everything Trump demands, no matter how ridiculous. Her role as rapid response director would be laughable if it weren't so downright tragic. When faced with criticism, her response is straight out of Trump's playbook: deflect, deny, and double down. Kimmel had the perfect retort. If Karoline were any more aligned with Trump, she'd be a tax write-off.
For the audience, did anyone else get a group chat invite from the National Security Advisor today? Just me? I know we shouldn't enjoy the fact that we have a confederacy of dunces running this country, but I'll be honest, I can't help it. I'm enjoying it right now. This week in the race between dumb and...
And let's not forget Karoline's bizarre loyalty to Trump's policies. Kimmel tore her apart for defending the indefensible, pointing out that she's the kind of person who would defend a sinking ship just because she's too scared to admit it's going down. Kimmel even did a whole bit comparing her defense of Trump's decisions to praising a sinking boat. Sure, it's going down, but look at those fancy seats. The more Kimmel roasted them, the clearer it became that the real joke is the entire Trump machine. The whole administration was like a clown car. Just when you thought it was over, another absurd figure would pop out, saying something even more more outrageous than the last. But beneath all the laughs and jabs, there's a serious point, the real. Danger lies in a political system that rewards incompetence and ego over competence and accountability.
Our job, I guess, is to sit back and watch him take credit for solving the financial crisis he created. The Dow is still down more than 1,600 points from where it was when he started this unnecessary mess. And if you're a small business owner who's worried about having to close up shop because of unpredictable costs, President Trump would like you to know he won a golf tournament this weekend. Before he backed down, Uncle Scam offered words of reassurance to the millions of Americans whose retirement funds he exploded. He wrote, "Be cool. Everything's going to work out well. The USA will be bigger and better than ever before." Be cool, everybody. Be cool, like Fonzie. Be as cool as a cucumber that will soon cost $9 a piece. And then
Kimmel's takedown wasn't just a comedy routine. It was a sharp reminder of the absurdity of Trump's reign and the people who continue to prop him up. If there's one thing Kimmel made crystal clear, it's that we shouldn't just laugh at these figures. We should also be wary of the damage they could cause if we let them keep going down this path. After all, a country that elects people who'd rather crack jokes than solve real problems is a country on the fast track to failure. So, as Karoline Leavitt and Donald Trump continue their circus act, it's up to people like Jimmy Kimmel to hold up a mirror to their egos and reveal just how ridiculous their whole performance is. It's like a never-ending circus, with the clowns getting louder and louder. But with his sharp wit and ability to call out hypocrisy, Kimmel made sure everyone got the message. This isn't just a joke, it's a warning about a system that values spectacle over substance, and how that kind of leadership can only take us so far. The punchline: it's time to laugh at them before they ruin the whole show.
President Zambone had posted about our friends up north. They will pay a financial price for this so big it will be read about in history books for many years to come. The only thing that makes sense is for Canada to become our cherished 51st state. This would make all tariffs and everything else totally disappear.
In the end, what Kimmel's roast really underscores is simple. Trump and his administration, with all their noise and bravado, have nothing to show for it except a legacy of chaos. It's a legacy where facts don't matter, only who can shout the loudest, as if sheer volume could hide incompetence. Karoline Leavitt, along with the rest of Trump's loyal supporters, can keep spinning this broken record, tossing out sound bites in a desperate attempt to distract from the madness of their policies. But it's crystal clear, this isn't about making America great. It's about preserving a narrative that flatters their egos, no matter the damage it causes to the country.